Hey, what's up, YouTube? Bloop. Little Golf Indy 500 oval. I've left this one a bunch of times, and then today I was like, it is a Golf car. Which is the only reason that I felt compelled to get it. And it's not necessarily a fantasy car, I don't think. It's based off of the Indy 500 cars. It's pretty heavy, too, for being a plastic base. So anyways, there's that one. I did have a couple of cool finds today. This one here from Johnny Lightning Muscle Cars. Cars and Coffee. Limited to 3220, kind of playing off of the Hot Wheels Cars and Donuts, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, it's a 1959 Chevy Impala. And I don't mind collecting Chevy Impalas of any year. This one is kind of interesting. Similar to the Racing Champions 1960 Impala, it has a very bubular, so to speak, windshield. A very bubblicious windshield that looks kind of goofy to me. I don't know if the actual car, if it was that exaggerated. But it is a pretty nice little casting overall. It is a plastic top. And then the car is die-cast. And they do that so that they can do a convertible. Because this tooling has been out as a convertible many times. So, I don't know. I like it. It's not my favorite. I mean, it's definitely not of Auto World quality. Production run November 2nd, so it's not that old. I found this one today at Hobby Lobby. This one is nice. From Barrett-Jackson Series 2, 1972 Olds Cutlass 442 convertible. And they had one of these in Barrett-Jackson, shoot, I think it was Barrett-Jackson Series 1. So I do keep these. That'll go in my stack. I have a few hundred of them from all different brands. This car, I've said on the channel before, I'm not real big on 1:64 scale convertibles. I'm just not a huge fan because of the interior on cars this small can take away a lot from the casting. But this thing here is on point. I know it's not the greatest lighting, but really nice tooling. Awesome wheels. These are wheels we do not see very often from Greenlight. It's a nice roller. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. It's an okay roller. It looks like there's some flashing on the rear wheel. So that can be cleaned up no problem, but I mean the detail, you have that white stripe going across with like a, I don't even know what color I would call that. There's your back end detail. I know the light is kind of saturated. I apologize for that. These Barrett-Jackson and Mecum cars definitely seem to have more detail than the average Greenlight car. That's part of why I picked this one up. That, and because I only have one other 442. I only have two other 442s. I have the blue off-road racing one, the Goodyear Grabber, and then I have the green one from Barrett-Jackson Series 1, which is it's pretty similar to this. It's just a different color. So that's a nice little addition. I like the car, I'm not going to lie. And then this one here I was really happy to find at my local Hobby Lobby. I didn't think I was going to find one of these. And it's pretty limited. Only 2,000 of them made. By diecast standards in general, 2,000 is pretty limited. That's more limited than 90% of RLC cars that are out there. And it's from Johnny Lightning, Muscle Cars USA Hot Rod Collection. And it's a 96 Chevy Impala SS. I do have this tooling. I actually have a few. I have a Caprice Yellow Cab, and then I have a Caprice not NYPD, but JLPD, which looks like an NYPD. And then I have that purple Chevy Caprice that I did that wheel and tire swap on. And then I have an older Impala, which is very similar to this one, although this one is black and the other one that I have is more of like a dark brown. And this car is definitely a beauty. There looks to be a little bit of oxidation on the hood, but it is a really nice looking car. Let's see if I can maybe get a better camera view here. Nice wheels. I actually like the wheels a lot. They're pretty close to the OEM wheels. I don't like the tires. The tires are plastic, so that's kind of a bummer. This car, most of the time, comes out with plastic tires, but every now and then they do bring it out with rubber tires. The one thing I noticed right off the bat, the glass on this car is a lot more clear than the other one that I have, which came out probably 15 years ago. And that one, the glass is almost kind of cloudy. I think the overall details are a little bit better in this one too. So this is definitely definitely a collection keeper for me, because I do love the 95, 96 Chevy Impalas. Awesome car. I was pretty stoked to find that one. And one last one here. I found another one of these. So I have 3 of them in the package, 1 of them loose. I did actually trade away a set tonight, so technically I guess I have 2 in the package and 1 loose, but I'm going to open this one because I figure I can do a base swap or wheel and tire swap. Stand by, let me grab my screwdriver. And I did get some other cars out too that I wanted to take a look at on the new Diorama. Well, here, you can look at this one whilst I debase this 510. I really wish that M2 would adopt the Kyosho method of mounting to the base, because they would find a whole bunch of benefits from doing that and no cons. It would be cheaper to do, it would be more convenient for collectors, it would serve the exact same purpose, and I do love this little 510. It is a doozy. Man, it's just an awesome little casting with the Goodyear livery Nice roller. What do you guys think? I know you guys have all seen this by now. But I really like it. Just don't know if I don't know if any of the other M2 510s would look good with these yellow wheels. Man, that thing looks sharp. So the paint on the road, I don't know if it's really dry yet, so I'm trying to avoid it if I can. These cars do have opening hoods, and this one has a pretty nicely detailed little engine. Whoa. Not going to get much of a focus on that, but anyways, really cool car. Fender mounted side view mirrors, which are molded in black, which definitely is a better look than those gray ones that they were using. And you can see part of the problem with these wheels is when they painted them, the paint is so thick that it closes up all the holes. However, on the other side, we are good to go. And this side, these wheels here look good, I think. And these other ones don't look bad. I just kind of wish they matched. But overall, I really like this casting. It's got transparent lens taillights. Goodyear Racing. So, you can never have too many of these. Honestly, I'll probably buy every one that I come across. I don't anticipate coming across too many of them. I'm surprised. I got my first set from the Toy Pimp. And then I found 2 sets at Walmart Saturday. Or was it? Yes. It was yesterday. Maybe it was Saturday. I don't remember. And then I found this one all by its lonesome. There weren't any of the others. So, but, you know, I was looking at my M2 Auto Japan cars tonight, and I still think this right here, from a presentation standpoint, is the nicest one. Something about that candy red, it just pops when it's on display. Looks awesome. It's a really nice roller. This car here, if you guys are wondering, is from a model kit. I do not know how hard or easy those are going to be to find. I got this from the Toy Pimp. I think he still has a few of these if you guys are interested. It went together super easy. It was like not a big deal to put together at all. And you have a choice of the chrome wheels, or there's some nice gray wheels, but I used those for one of the 240Zs. And ended up giving the Z a much better look. So, alright. So there's that. I did get a couple more cars out just to take a quick glance at on the diorama. Well, first I'll show you guys the finished result. So last night, in last night's video, the cement was still wet. It is officially dry now. You can see my hand-painted imperfections. But from overall, I like the end result because it looks like just an old beaten up highway. I think it's a pretty authentic look to scale, in my opinion. A lot of people might disagree with that, and that's fine. But I think it looks really good. I don't think this will be the last time that I use that method. To finish it up, I did add a few trees just to give it that finishing touch. I also did add one one little tree to the dirt road layout, which definitely adds a lot of character. It could use probably one or two more larger size trees, but I think this one here came out pretty good for what it'll be used for. But back to what I was saying, if you guys are going to do one of these, the cement is not a terrible option for the roadway as long as it's not too much. If I were to use cement on the roadway for this layout underneath going all the way across, that would add a ton of weight. But on something short like this for just a display or something to take pictures on, it adds weight, but this little layout's really not that heavy because I used lightweight spackle and the base is balsa wood, so it was actually very light until I put the road on it. But I really like it. I think it's a much better result than the spackle with the paint. You know, you can get a really good result with spackle and paint, but it takes a lot of artistic attention. You know, you really have to, first of all, know what you're doing, but also you have to take the time to do it, to pull that look out of it. And it can be done. I've seen people do it. But with this, I think you almost get a more natural look with virtually no effort. You know, all you really have to do is just get the road on the layout. Once you do that, the rest of it is just going to take shape. You can see here we have some potholes. So that's part and parcel for a public road. So anyways, that's the finished result. I will not be doing anything else to this layout. It is complete, as is the dirt road layout. Both of them are done. No more trees or anything like that. So if I'm able to, I might try to touch up some of this cement that kind of worked its way up the hill. I might try to do that, but I'm not real worried about it. And so anyways, I got a couple of more cars out just to take a look at on the layout. I got this Shuko VW van. I think it's a T3. Yeah. VW T3. Really cool little van from Shuko. Some really nice detail on it. Transparent lens headlights and taillights. Metal body, metal base. Rubber tires with tread. It's pretty close to being true to scale. And it is a pretty heavy little casting. Really nice roller. Never had a Shuko that didn't roll. Really nice. So that's pretty cool there. And then to stay on that same theme with the avocado color, the Toyota, what is this? A Toyota Crown Custom. Nice suspension on these Tomica Limited Vintage are amazing little cars. Transparent lens headlights and taillights. Another thing about Tomica Limited Vintage cars, they pass the touch test, the feel test. When you pick one up, you can tell it's a well-built car. You know, with Kyosho, that's not always the case. A lot of times you pick one up and they feel kind of cheap because they're super light. They don't use a lot of metal and they have plastic base. The quality, the detail and everything is definitely there with Kyosho. But it's also there with Tomica Limited Vintage. But when you pick one of these up, for as small as they are, which they are true 1/64 scale, them and Auto World are the only two companies that make that claim. But when you pick them up and you feel how heavy they are and just how solid they feel, you can tell that they're very well built. So that's a really cool Toyota wagon. And then the last one I brought out, I love this little car. It's one of my favorites. It's a Konami, and it is, I don't know what year, but it's from the 70s, I think. Anyways, it's a Konami Nissan little Konami Nissan Violet. I had a green one of these too. It's about the same color as that Toyota wagon. Kind of wish I had kept it. And these little Konamis are awesome too. Transparent lens headlights and taillights. They're not as nice as the TLV. They do have plastic base, but they do have sprung suspension like the Tomica Limited Vintage. They have prototypical wheels, rubber tires with tread. They're just a notch below, I think. They're also about half the price, but they're about twice as hard to find. They didn't make cars for very long, so this is going to be the downside of the layout here, is just the size of it. But that's alright. We can make do. I think it'll serve its purpose just fine. And if I ever determine that it's not serving its purpose, I'll just sell it and move on to the next one. So there we go. Olds Cutlass convertible, Volkswagen T3, 96 Impala SS, Nissan Violet, 1971 Hakoska Skyline, 1970, it's either a 70 or 71 Datsun 510 Bluebird. And then the one that's not going to fit on, I'll put it here on off to the shoulder, is the Toyota station wagon. And of course, there was the 59 Impala. So there you go. Thanks everybody for checking it out. I still have some diecast on the way that I'm waiting for, so as soon as it arrives, I will be back. But until then, you all take care. Happy hunting.